Hello friends, Jennifer Pearson here, Thistle Gypsy. Starting the webcam rolling before I'm really ready. So I'm doing some weird deck buying again, where I'm looking at things that are not intended for reading, with the idea that maybe they can be used for reading. And so what I have here, I was going to open it up, but I won't yet, is this, 52 Amazing Places. I keep looking for earth cards that will be useful, and place cards. And I do have one, actually. I have the Extraordinary Earth cards, and they tend to be quite good at telling me what's going on with my body. So it's not something I can use for others very much. But they're useful, but I keep exploring this idea. So this is the company, Birdcage. Come on. There we go, birdcagepress.com. And they make a series, and I got this on Amazon, but they have created a series, I don't know if it's going to continue, of Go Fish decks. This is a Go Fish deck. So they have this Earth one, the National Parks one, and they have various art periods, like Renaissance art and modern art and the art of Van Gogh's time. Yeah, so pretty cool. And I don't know if they're all the same size. This is the backing. But if they are, then you could switch them out. You could use some from the Amazing Earth, some from the various art periods. It could just be a ton of fun. Whether for divination or for just general card playing, playing Go Fish. It's got 2 information cards. We've got amazing national parks, and then just kind of where they are in the U.S., what area, and Go Fish for Amazing Places, 2 to 4 players. I'm going to experiment with this to see if I can do any sort of divination with it, but I could see my family loving this. A simple, easy, fun game. Yeah. Oh, it's got photography credits. I had noticed that. Photo credits. So I'm going to show these to you. So the way they've done this is all of the aces are, I'm going to have you take a look, are hot spots. You see that in the margin there, vertical, hot spots. And then all of the 2s, so it's kind of like suits. All of the 2s are caves. The 3s, and I'll show you the actual pictures and the cards in a minute. And there's information about the place on it also. Seashores. And then we have islands. Oops, and I can't make my arm work correctly. And now we have deserts. I feel another repositioning of the camera coming before too awful long, back down to looking down at cards. Okay, so what is this? Memorials? Yes, memorials. And notice memorials. 6 of Cups. The past, So you can get some of that. The numerology you can kind of get out of here. you know, the desert for the 5s. I don't know who was making this deck, but it makes some sense. Islands for the 4s, and you think of the 4 of Swords, you know, so it's interesting. It's very interesting. So the 7 is monuments, including the Statue of Liberty, you know, so these things that are standing tall, with the exception of the bones. The 8s are rocks, right? Super stability. The 9s are canyons. So we lose it there. I'm not seeing how canyons would suit with the 9s. And the 10s are glaciers. I could maybe see that for 10s. The jacks, take that however you want. The jacks are forests, maybe like Robin Hood. The queens, yes, being the watery court card, to a lot of people anyway, are the queens, are water. And the kings, kind of like the 8s, they are mountains. So I just find it very interesting, especially the way it seems to actually work with some of the way tarot works. Okay, the numerology at any rate, not too much else. So you have a beautiful picture, and I'll just run through these fairly quickly because I can see that my webcam does not want to focus. But here it is, and now it's focusing on my fingers. Alright, so it gives you the state, that AR is the state, and then it gives you a little information, and then it has the other cards. This is for this down here, Hawaiian volcanoes, Katmai, and Yellowstone. Those are, that's the Go Fish set. So if you're playing Go Fish, that's all of the aces. You've got Katmai, Hawaiian, volcanoes, Yellowstone, and that's on each of the cards, whichever ones are missing, because that's what you need to be going and fishing for. So yeah, here we go. Hot Springs. I'm just going to show you, just to give, you know, images are so important in our work. And I'm just going to show you some of the pictures. And I haven't sorted through this. I don't know that there are very many animals in here. I think there's some animals mentioned. So these are the caves, obviously. There's a mention in one of them of bats, but not much in the way of animals. Again, the webcam not wanting to focus very much. And maybe I'll shuffle them here. I guess I haven't shuffled them. I just kind of looked through them and read the information and thought, yeah, this could work. This could work. It's funny because, I mean, these are actually kind of tarot card sized, and in the Amazon comments, somebody said, these cards are too big for playing cards, they're misrepresented. And that was when I went, oh, really? They're too big. That sounds perfect. So, I actually don't have regular playing cards sitting around here. I have my minis closest to me. This is bones. Bones. Excuse me. Tickly nose. There's the mountain goat there. So this and raccoons there has, I feel like it has quite a bit of potential, which is nice because I just got another playing card size kind of deck that's also earth-based, earth-centered, and that one I think is not. That's just going to have to be for me. I'll try it, but well, I did try it a little bit, and it just feels a little shaky, but moose, deer, or is it elk? I think that's elk. So let me see. Trying to think of a question that I would ask. It's very, very flexible, quite bendy, nice and easy for me personally, because I do have some problems with my hands, some pain in my hands, so it's very easy. But for anybody who, you know, does a huge amount of riffle shuffling, yeah, it riffles nicely. But then it ends up a little bent. Hopefully I see it there, but so over time it would get very bowed, unless you're somebody who can do the poker stuff and can bend them one way and then bend them the other way, and that I have never figured out how to do that. I feel good that I can riffle shuffle it all. Alright, one more time, and maybe I'll just spread them out and choose one for, I don't know what, so I'm just going to choose one. I think I want this one. So I got a memorial. I got the memorial of the USS Arizona. And that is in Hawaii. It says on the card, the battleship USS Arizona was sunk during Japan's bombing of Pearl Harbor in 1941. The surprise attack spurred the U.S. entry into World War II. Nearly 900 men are entombed in the ship. That, to me, that speaks of a surprise attack. So yeah, to me it's speaking of, there's something of a warning in here of potentially overreacting and getting involved, or maybe being in denial of something that I need to be aware of. In fact, I didn't even see until I look on the webcam that the memorial is crossways on the ship, that I can see the ship under there. Just looking at the card without that, it was really difficult for me to see. Anyway, or maybe it's talking about old fights, maybe going back over and thinking about, oh well, for goodness sake. It has nothing to do with surprise, but it just makes me realize, right before I got on and did this, I've been going through my videos, all of the old videos that I had. I wasn't watching them. I was actually going through and deleting a bunch of them. The zodiac sign readings that I did for, well, until this past year. For about a year now I haven't been doing them. And looking through them, I mean, I wouldn't call them a battle, surely, but that just, I don't know, it just came to mind as I started talking about this. In other words, going back over an old battle and the results of that battle. Or even, you would say that maybe going back over an old denial. And why I'm saying denial, because of the U.S. denying that it should have been involved in a more organized and prepared fashion instead of waiting until the incident in Pearl Harbor. Yeah, I don't know. So it actually ended up being very interesting the more I thought about it and the more I kind of talked about it on here. A very interesting card for me to pull, but it's not anything anybody else could probably have understood the significance of here. But so yeah, I think this has potential for me. I don't know I don't know how it would work with other with readings for others. I don't know. On the bottom we have the saguaro. I don't know how you say that. Saguaro in Spanish. It has many types of fishhook, hedgehog, prickly pear, and others in this national park. The many-armed saguaro is the largest and can live for up to 150 years. Its flowers bloom in spring. Well, I'm having some ideas in spring. I am having some ideas for somehow getting back into reading on this channel in different ways, though. That's why I'm stripping it. I'm taking down things that don't belong on this Jennifer Pearson channel and maybe pursuing something elsewhere. But that I'll probably do another video here, just kind of talking about that process, because it's proving a little bit interesting. So there you go, 52 amazing places, national parks, playing cards, but not really playing cards. They're Go Fish cards, and as I mentioned before, they've got at least 3, I think actually 4 different decks, because I think they have the Impressionists too. Go Fish cards, lots of fun, check it out. They're on Amazon, and it's birdcagepress.com. They're intended to be educational, but heck, they can be all kinds of educational and fun and divinatory at the same time. Bye-bye.